Hello friends. So today's the Hindu headlines are as India China meet for border talks in Beijing. Government must provide for healthcare. Mohiniyattam artiste Kanakrel no more. Protect the power of the title man. India faces Australia in T20 World Cup semi-final. Supreme Court refuses to stay EC order giving Sena name to Sindhe. India remains a bright spot to contribute to 15% of global growth in 2023 IMF. Medical quota for government school students in MP. Pandemonium in MCD house after AP's Sally Oberoi gets elected as Delhi mayor. In brief, UP's biggest ever budget target first $1 trillion economy. Government admit only children above 6 to class 1. The city midnight madness sweeps MCD house. Pending decisions to get a boost. 2020 Delhi riots 3 years later, the scars remain. BJP MLA attacks AAP government over pension. In brief, takeover of properties, Waqf board asked to file fresh plea. IIFT marks 60th anniversary with the classical music recital. Nikki Yadav murder accused sent to 12-day judicial custody. High Court preposterous to presume class 12th rape victim a minor. Newborn declared dead passes away after being on life support. States Uttar Pradesh targets 1 trillion economy with its biggest ever budget. AAP hopes to be third time lucky in Chhattisgarh. BJP anti-minorities and anti-tribal says Rahul. No reason ISF MLA should be in prisons for so long. Youth Congress march to CM's official residence turns violent. Our police teams were accompanied by officials from Haryana. Mohiniyattam artist Kanak Rele, of course, no more. Popular Malayalam actor and anchor Subish Suresh no more. High Court takes up the Hindu report on stray dogs as PIL plea. UP police send notice to Bhojpuri singer over video. Editorial End the war. Protect the power of the little man in a democracy. A clean gamble. India can become a biodiversity champion. CSDS Lokniti Health Survey. How satisfied are people with health services? Methodology of the study. Does contact with a service make people more or less satisfied? Do voters care about health? Does health impact voting decisions? Text and context. The significance of the findings in Kiladi. Why have French troops withdrawn from Burkina Faso? Ahmedabad, a city which has seen the best of times and the worst of times. News. Provide more time to submit options for PF pension CITU. India-China hold in-person border talks after 3 years. Israeli Inward Defense Haifa port deal with Adani Group. Biden administration makes renewed push to name Eric Gassetti G20 as US envoy to India. German Danish visits to India to focus on climate change, Ukraine and China. Who do voters credit or blame for the provision of health services? Who is responsible for healthcare in India, the government or individual? Nagaland hopes to end long wait for first woman MLA in state. Yedurappa delivers his last speech in assembly. A legislator has to obey the party whip, Uddhav Thackeray tells Supreme Court. Will create unity among workers, says INTUC. Congress flays Jaishankar over comments on China, terms him failed foreign minister. Not in a hurry to become Bihar CM, says Tejaswi. Manish Sisodia calls Home Ministry not to prosecute him a sign of cowardice. ED searches government offices in Chhattisgarh. Hizbul Supremo funeral prayers in Pak. Scholar TCA Ramanujan passes away. Dickinsonia fossil found in Bhimbetka is old beehive. Only children above 6 must get class 1. NCST grills IIT on consular posting. DGCA asks airlines to add mental well-being of pilots, cabin crew. News in short. Center appoints Rajiv Singh Raghuvanshi as the new DCGI. India should send stronger word to Russia, Ukrainian MP. Oreva Group to pay 10 lakh rupees to kin of deceased in Morbi. Gujarat to enact law to make Gujarati mandatory in schools. World. Student stabs teachers to death in middle of lesson in France. Germany expels 2 Iran diplomats over dual nationals death penalty. China approves $700 million loan to Pakistan Finance Minister Dhar. Biden meets Eastern NATO alliance after Putin's nuclear warning. China-Russia ties not aimed at other countries, Wang Yi. Xi Jinping calls for China's self-reliance in technology amid growing competition. 10 killed, scores hurt in Israel's West Bank raid. Seattle becomes the first city in US to ban caste discrimination. Business. Rupee trade facing friction as banks vary of US sanctions, says Garodia. Policy complacent about growth economy may pay a high price. Adani flagship falls 10% after Wikipedia's allegation. Urgent need to raise self-governance level, SEBI. Raising heat likely to impact wheat output. EID Perry to send 268 crore rupees on expansion. FDI equity flows slid 15% to $36.75 billion in April-December fiscal year 23. Cotton output likely to rise 8% this season. In brief, Volvo Car raises prices of mild hybrid trims by up to 2%. Fresh to home raises $104 million from Amazon, some others. PM to hold budget webinars from February 23 to March 11. Sport. Medjodovic gets past D'Alvoren to make the last 8. Asori Pratap wins rifle 3 position gold. Miss Little Angel clinches main event. Bolward Brits take South Africa to T20 World Cup semi-finals. UP Warriors names Aliasa Haley as captain for WPL. Anderson is number 1. Jadeja enters the top 10 list among bowlers. Jamshedpur stifles Odisha's knockout hopes. Women in blue seek to bury ghosts of the past against Aussies. Fearless and peerless, Sania leaves a giant footprint and lasting legacy. Would like men's team to win WTC, ODI, WC, Gavaskar. Real outpunches Liverpool, Napoli in cruise control. Jennifer fights hard for the under 15 title. Bopanna and Edwin Doe advances. Narendra enters the quarterfinals. Neymar has ligament damage in injured ankle. The wait to make the cut for Indian team continues for Tavis Pabha. Sarha Revaka knocks out second seed and defending champ Punin. They depleted Varcha up against United. Formidable field set to test India's best as Indian Open makes a return. Gallagher hopes to replicate 2019 triumph. In brief, Aston Agar heads home to play domestic cricket. National Women's Hockey Manipur crushes Telangana. Ditimoni Navdeep Sinne in women's weightlifting. Sudeba Delhi ends winless drought-beating Trough FC. Now news headlines from Indian Express. So let's start. First since standoff, Delhi envoy travels to Beijing for border talks. Shiv Sena row Supreme Court refuses to stay EC order, issues notice to send a group. Delhi Mayor and Deputy Home gives sanction to prosecute Sisodia for snooping unit in Delhi. For 15 hours, cow vigilance moved with injured Rajasthan men police. IT survey be stand up for BBC says UK government. Second page, irked by derailment in Andhra Railway Board chair tells officials to stay at site and find solution. The city, of course, let's skip the city because I covered it in the Hindu. It's almost same. Government and politics. Misuse of power by BJP. Pawar on EC's decision. Under Modi, India takes global strong positions. Nadda. Raise minimum admission age to class 1 to 6. Center tells states, union territory. Day after Congress opposition unity talks, Rahul targets TMC in Meghalaya. BSY bids House Adu says will work for BJP until last breath. GJM Homro party call of one in Darjeeling. No one in party tells us don't have that beef. Meghalaya BJP chief. 900-year-old parrot lady relieves his journey from Canada. Express Network. Infra rural push in biggest UP budget. High Court rejects plea, says petitioners' resources should be proved. LCA Tejas MK2 can carry 8 BVR Missiles integrate French-Russian weapons official. Will take a call. CGI on girls' plead for not to write exams in government colleges. Anti-corruption sleuths uncover relief fund racket in Kerala. German Chancellor to visit India, Ukraine on agenda. Drug menace Shah to launch Yatra in Punjab. Noted dancer Kanak Rail, who gave academic status to Mohiniyattam, dies. Humanity still exists. Couple gets 11 crore rupees as anonymous donation for son's treatment. CBI books Allahabad High Court ex-judge in assets case. High Court refuses to stay center's letter that absolves Waqf vote from 123 properties. CGI tells Sri advocate Dev easy to make irresponsible allegations. Judges have to follow discipline. Hours after taking part in Mumbai police recruitment drive, aspirant dies in hotel. Term of Law Commission extended till August 2024, 2 days after searches at Chhattisgarh leaders' premises. ED reaches 3 government departments. High Court tells Oreva to pay rupees 10 lakh each to kin of death. Notice to Bhojpuri singer after video on Kanpur Dehat deaths. Crime branch seeking FBI help for analyzing ASI in minister's killing Patnaik. It's not England but Bharat. Nitish dig at farmer for using English words. Rupa sought husband transfer as he shared land details with Sindhuri. The editorial page, giving data its due. One border less, left to field, not the Senna of old. Europe redux. The Adias page, floating a balloon. Storage hurdle on net zero track. Sea is the limit. Explained the feedback unit case in which Sisodia can now be prosecuted. What is a corrupt practice under Representation of the People Act? What the Supreme Court has said. The higher pension option. Settle when's caste discrimination, the law and its significance. The word escalation worries rises in West as Putin announces G-visit underlines China ties. In first of a US city, Seattle bans caste discrimination. Israel troops kill 10 Palestinians in West Bank, spark fears of spiraling violence. His books popularized Indian food. Now an Indian American writes his last chapter. Economy, Sensex falls over 900 points, Nifty down 272 points on rate hike worry. Further rate hike tightening not desirable, Verma Goel. India to bring 15% of global growth in fiscal year 23, IMF chief. Workers with advanced digital skills boost India's GDP by $507.9 billion, 1.5 lakh crore to be invested for data centers in 6 years. FDI inflows down 15% to $36.75 billion in April-December fiscal year 23, a sign of deep trust. Israeli invoice on Adani's Haifa port takeover. Meta plans to cut further jobs, report. Why sought hearing a case against Adani after a year, Bombay High Court asks SFIO. So, thank you friends, that's all.